Yo-ho! What up, Knicks fans? You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. I appreciate everybody for taking time out of their busy schedule to rock and roll with us for a couple of hours, maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know. We got a bunch to talk about. 4 segments coming up on today's video. We're going to break down the latest Immanuel Quickley rumors, as it sounds like the Knicks have been in conversation about a potential extension with Quickley. But it doesn't sound like much ground has been made. Doesn't sound like a deal is all that close. Also, should the Knicks sign Cam Payne, as he was recently released by the San Antonio Spurs? We know that the Knicks wanted to trade for Cam Payne earlier in the offseason, so we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to break down my biggest concern with every single player on the Knicks heading into the season, and then we got a mailbag to close out today's video. So jam-packed show. Make sure you have hit that thumbs up icon. Seeps, you can't come onto this show with that shirt anymore, man.
I know. Well, you got to give me some Knicks gear, Marsh. You got to give me some Knicks gear. Got to rep the Bulls on here.
What up, everybody? Let's get the comment section going, as we got 80 people already in here watching. Haven't been able to go live on the channel as much as we've wanted to. NFL season has kind of taken over here at Chat Sports, but we're going to try to get back to weekly live shows. And look, we are less than a month away from the first preseason game. I think it's October 9th against the Boston Celtics. We will be live on the channel for that. So get back in the habit of watching Knicks Now every single day. Let's get a real one roll call, though, down in the comment section. If you're a real one, type your real ones, because at this point, if you're checking out Knicks Now on September 17th, you are a real one. So yeah, Jay Liv says F Seeps his shirt. I'm with that as well. G5 says, I'm in the building. Let's go. Stand up. Love that. My man Carl is in the chat. Carl's been back active on the YouTube channel. He went MIA for a while.
He was. He actually got a little too big time for us, I think.
He did. We gave him a little too much credit. We gave him the shout out. His name got hot in the streets.
He was walking around New York with his chest out.
He was like, yeah, Carl, the one that wants to trade for OG and a newbie, I'm that guy. They talked about me on Knicks Now. I'm just messing with you, Carl. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing well, man. Miss everybody in this piece. Eric says, real one forever. Yes, sir. Jay Hill says, I'm a real one. Go Knicks and Jets. I feel bad for all the Jets fans out there, man. Not too bad considering my Giants lost 4-0, but I do feel the pain that you guys are dealing with.
I mean, the season ended.
Is it over? Can Zach Wilson not get it done?
It's over. Your season ended when Rodgers went down.
He looked pretty good last night, dude.
Who, Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah, but over 17 games, I have my reservations.
Okay. Maya's World in the chat. What up, what up? Real one all day, every day, all day long. And also, F the Chicago Bulls. And what's up, Marshall Green, and also Seeps. Love that. What up? 90s Knicks is in the building saying real one. Yes, he is. Double A, a.k.a. Alan Alfred. What up, Double A? I know who you are. You're my man. Michael says really, really real one. Ryan's a real one. Jay Hill says Knicks. 90s Knicks says, yo, go Knicks, real one. Jay Carroll says, if Dame Dollar were available for us, what Knicks players would you trade? It's a good question. That's a good question. You should include hashtag Knicks in that comment. That way we can put it up on the mailbag later. JJ says, I'm miserable. Can't believe what happened to Rodgers. Yeah, that was tough. Erwin, what's going on, man? Fabian Williams, what's up? Michael, what up? And 90s Knicks showing some love, as he always does. Seeps, biggest question we have on today's show. Is Immanuel Quickley worth $100 million? Would you give him 4 years, $100 million, 25 years of pop? Would you do it?
He's definitely worth $100 million as a basketball player with the current market. I don't know if it's the best decision for the Knicks, however. It's going to be curious. I still think Immanuel Quickley is going to be the one piece that's traded out of all the young guys for the superstar. I think it makes too much sense, especially if that extension doesn't get done by October 24th. I do expect Immanuel Quickley to be gone. But I think he's worth it, definitely. He's a tremendous basketball player, great offensive talent, brings the energy defensively. But I don't know if he's worth $100 million on this Knicks unit.
Yeah, look, $100 million is not what it used to be in the NBA.
Exactly.
The salary cap has gone up a lot. I think we'll have a graphic later in the show that shows $100 million or $25 million per year is like the 30th highest paid guard in the NBA or something like that. Look, he's a special player. I think he's going to be better than he was last year. Thing is, how many $100 million contracts can you have? You already have Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Immanuel Quickley. Josh Hart pretty much makes $100 million as well. At some point, you can't have everybody make $100 million. And we know the Knicks want to make a trade for a superstar. And I think a team that's trading a superstar is going to want Immanuel Quickley back. We'll find out soon. We'll find out if the Knicks do give him his cheddar, though, before October 24th. JJ says no. Carl says yes. JJ says I'd go 4 for 85. I think Immanuel Quickley would laugh you off the floor if you said that. 20-ish million, maybe able to get it done, but I don't know. Eric says 4 for 80. Fabian says 4 for 88. I think those are close. I don't think he gets 4 for 104. I'll share my thoughts a little bit later coming up in the show, but I want to get all you guys involved in the show. We have a mailbag to close out today's video. I love doing the mailbag, just getting to interact with you guys one-on-one and answer your questions. So go down in the comments right now, #Knicks, get your questions in. I see Johnson, you in the chat. JU, I need you to ask a question for me. Carl, I need you to ask a question. JJ, Fabian, Double A already asked a question. Shout out to you guys. Everybody that's watching, we got 107 people watching. Drop a question in the comments. Just include #Knicks like you've seen it on screen. It's actually a number sign as well for all you old heads out there.
Watch out, that's a sensitive word.
That is a sensitive word for some people.
If you know, you know.
But I need you guys to ask the question, and make sure you've hit that thumbs up icon. We got 110 people watching. Great audience already, especially for us that we haven't gone live in a little bit. It was questionable if you guys still wanted us to go live. Looks like you've answered the bell, but I need you to hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 50 likes. Can we get a 50% participation rate? A bunch coming up. We're going to talk about Cam Payne. Should the Knicks sign him? The latest rumors on Immanuel Quickley. My biggest concern for every player on the Knicks. And then we're going to close out the show with a mailbag. So if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. And right now, if you have, I want you to type me in the comments section so I know who's liked the video. I need to know. I want to know who has liked the video. And one edit says, yo, Marsh, what's up? What's up, my guy? What up, what up? Joe Shane Train says, Cam Payne, yes, he was amazing with the Suns. Amazing's a strong word.
He was good.
Amazing is strong.
Amazing is a very strong word. No, but he was a good bench piece. You know, I think Cam Payne, he went from being, Russell Westbrook's dancing partner to actually, having a good NBA career. Like, I swear, every time I think of Payne, I think of just him and Russ. They hit the old school, hit the folks all the time.
Oh, love that. Shout out to Richard, Austin, Eric, Michael, Jay. What up? All you guys, Maya's World, Anna Edge, G5. Make sure you have hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get into it right now. Should the New York Knicks give Immanuel Quickley a 4-year, $104 million contract extension? We're going to break that down on today's show as you're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. According to Heavy Sports, Immanuel Quickley is looking for a 4-year, $104 million deal. The quote was he wants close to the money that Jalen Brunson got, not this summer, but last summer when he left the Dallas Mavericks and joined the New York Knicks. Important date to remember, October 24th, the last day of the offseason before the Knicks go and beat the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden. That is the last day that the Knicks will be able to negotiate with a long-term deal with Quickley until they would have to wait until the end of the season. He would reach restricted free agency. So you have about 40 days away. 40 days, if my math is right, 42, 43 days away for the Knicks to get a deal done with Quickley. And that is plenty enough time if they are in the camp of wanting to get a deal done. I'll tell you if they should do it around the corner, but I need to make sure you are subscribed, because if a Quickley extension happens, we will make a video as soon as possible. And I don't want you to be out at the bar, at the barber shop, at the store, at the club with the homies or the ladies, and you're like, the Knicks need to extend Quickley. And they're like, dude, they already did. I saw it on Knicks Now TV. Change it. YouTube.com/Knicks TV. Hit that big red sub button right now. Sean Davini of Heavy Sports reported this. According to an NBA source, there has been some base touching between the sides on a Quickley extension, but no serious talks as of yet. there's some pessimism about whether a deal can get done, but talks are not expected to heat up until October. No substantive stuff. There's basically a month or so, but in these things, in these type of negotiations, that is plenty of time. And I agree with Sean. Look, if you have a month to get a deal done, and we're talking hundreds of $1 million, you can get it done. But the Knicks don't have to extend Immanuel Quickley. They can wait until he becomes a restricted free agent. Is it the best way to go? I'll share my thoughts in a little bit, but I want to go to what Ian Begley of SNY said a couple of days ago. Quote, something worth noting. In the middle of the 2022-23 season, some members of the organization felt strongly that the Knicks would end up extending Immanuel Quickley. Of course, things can go sideways during the contract negotiations, but I assume that the Knicks will do what they need to do in order to extend a player who has exceeded all expectations based on his draft position. So I read that and I thought this. Did the lack of success that Immanuel Quickley had in the playoffs change the mind of the people inside the Knicks front office? Did they see Quickley kind of fall short and, quite honestly, struggle immensely against the Cleveland Cavaliers as well as the Miami Heat before suffering that ankle injury? Did that change their mindset on if Immanuel Quickley is a long-term piece for this team? I don't know. I know this. He was not good in the playoffs, and it's unfortunate because I'm a big Immanuel Quickley fan. I think he's one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. He should have been named the sixth man of the year, but he didn't play like it in the playoffs, and to be honest, that's why the Knicks didn't beat the Miami Heat. The stats were bad. We just showed you that. He was inefficient, couldn't knock down the outside shot. But what I liked about Quickley was he found a way to affect the game even though the shots weren't falling. What do I mean by that? In game one, he had a plus-minus of +8. Game two, -5. But look at game three, a +27. Game four, a +11. And then against the Heat and in game five, he all had a negative plus-minus. He also had one of the highest defensive win share stats in the playoffs for Quickley. So he found a way on the glass as well as a guy on defense that could still contribute to winning, even though he wasn't able to knock down any shots from the inside or outside. And I'm not going to overreact. I don't think people should overreact to the way Immanuel Quickley played in the playoffs. We saw for so many games this year. We'll show you the stats again if you forgot. Time in and time out. When Quickley got the opportunity to be a starter, he was super effective. When he was on the court with Jalen Brunson, he was extremely good. And I know that he is a better player than he put a product out in the NBA playoffs. I believe in Quickley. Too good of a player, too smart of a player, and too hard of a worker to not be able to find the secret sauce in the playoff success that I know is coming for the young buck. I'll ask you this question. He wants $104 million. What do you think? Is Immanuel Quickley worth $100 million? Let me know what you think. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I do think he is worth it. Is he worth it for the Knicks is probably the better question to ask. But he is 100% worth $100 million. When you look at what some of the highest paid guards are making in 2023, this is a list from the 25th highest paid guard to the 34th highest paid guard. Tyler Hero, he makes $27 million. Mike Conley, he makes $24 million. Is Anthony Simons that much better than Immanuel Quickley? He might be a little bit better. I know Immanuel Quickley is better than Terry Rozier. Malcolm Brogdon, I think Quickley is just as good. Should have won Sixth Man of the Year over him. And Spencer Dinwiddie. I think Quickley is better than him. If Dinwiddie makes $20 million, you're damn right. If I'm Immanuel Quickley, I'm asking for $20 million. And with the way he played this past season, he's got a good, strong case to show that he's worth the bag. In 81 games played, the dude missed just one game. Unfortunately, he got hurt in the playoffs, but the guy put up 15 points per night, had his best season in the NBA, 4 rebounds, almost 3 assists. The thing that stood out to me was the efficiency. That's always kind of been a problem for Quickley, but this past year, he found a way to fix it. 44.8% from the field and a white-hot 37% from downtown. But when he was asked to be a starter, whether it was due to an injury to Jalen Brunson or an injury to Quentin Grimes or an injury to RJ Barrett, they slotted Quickley in the starting lineup, and the Knicks didn't miss a beat, and he elevated his level of play. In those 21 games, the dude almost averaged 23, 5, and 6 on 47% from the field and above 40% from downtown. He can be a spot starter for any team on this league, and he could probably start for half of the teams on this league. And what I love the most is when the season came down the stretch, the Knicks were trying to find their spot in the playoffs and fight for a higher seed to potentially host a home game, a home series in round one. He turned it up a notch. 18 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 47% from the field, and 39.6% from three. He was excellent the last 51 games of the season. He was honestly excellent the entire season. But the thing that I love the most about Immanuel Quickley is he fits perfectly next to the best player on this team in Jalen Brunson. I have some interesting stats that I know you're going to want to hear in a second. But first, I got to tell you about our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code chat125. Put $100 into your account, and they're going to match it with a 125% deposit bonus. So if you go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code chat125. Put $100 in your account. You'll have $225 to bet with. You can bet on the Giants, Jets, NFL, NBA, MLB, UFC, boxing, underwater basket weaving. We've got your game. BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. Some chat sports stats here for you. Of all the two-man lineups, so you can filter each lineup and you can put it down to two players, and I did so. Of all two-man lineups for the Knicks, with at least 500 minutes played together, which isn't that many minutes. Think about it like this. 500 minutes divided by 82, that's 6 minutes a game. So it's not that big of a number. Of all two-man lineups with at least 500 minutes played together, Brunson and Immanuel Quickley had the 8th highest net rating of plus 8.5, which means that's how many points you were better than the other team in 100 possessions. So the Knicks, when Quickley and Brunson played together for 100 minutes, they were almost 8.5 points better than the other team. More chat sports stats. Of the 7 Knicks 5-man lineups that had more than 100 minutes played together, the ones with Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson had the top 2 net ratings of 13.1 and 7.8, which shows you when Brunson and Quickley are on the floor together, they produce some of the best results for the New York Knicks. Another reason that I know that Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson are a good pairing together that I could just tell by my eyes and we're backed up by statistics is he does things that make him good off the ball. And we know he could play on ball, but he shoots 39% on catch and shoot threes. And with a ball dominant guard like Jalen Brunson, that's a great outlet to have. He can also create his own shot from downtown, 34.5% on pull-up threes. He's also great when attacking the basket. 59% on all shots 10 feet from the cup. He's also really active on the defensive end. He's one of the best defensive guards in the NBA, over a deflection and a half per night. And when you look at defensive win shares, he was the 12th highest amongst all guards in the NBA. So he can play off ball, he's a good defender, and he fits well next to your best player. I don't want to move on from Immanuel Quickley, as the reports have been coming out that the Knicks have been shopping Immanuel Quickley this summer. And you know what? I don't blame him for that, because he's going to be a restricted free agent coming up next summer, and the Knicks will have to make a decision. Do we pay him or do we trade him in a trade for a superstar? And I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm not trading him just to trade him. I'm only going to trade him if it's a deal for a superstar. And if I had to say which player is most likely to go, it's between Grimes or Immanuel Quickley. I think two of those guys, one of those two guys are probably gone, maybe even both of them. I also don't think it's a bad idea to let Immanuel Quickley test restricted free agency, because he will be a restricted free agent this summer, which means he can go out and field offers and sign an offer with any team in the NBA, and the Knicks will have an opportunity to match that contract. So he can go out there and let's say he wants to sign a deal with the Phoenix Suns. They give him 4 years, $100 million. He has to go back to the Knicks and say, will you guys match this deal? The answer is yes, he'll be a Knick. The answer is no, he won't. And I don't hate the idea of letting the market, letting other teams tell you what your own player is worth. The only thing that I don't love about it is a team will sometimes overpay in restricted free agency to kind of outbid the team that he's restricted to. Can I remind you of the Jeremy Lin situation with the Knicks and the Houston Rockets? So I'll ask you this. What should the Knicks do with Immanuel Quickley? Should they trade him? Should they let him enter restricted free agency? Or should they give him an extension before the October 25th deadline? I want to hear from you down in the comment section. If we get any more news, updates, information on Quickley, the Knicks, or anybody, the first place you're going to hear about it is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. So give me a follow over there, and let's go Knicks.
I like the restricted free agent route. Unless it's a trade for a superstar. Similar thoughts to you, Marsh, but I think that's probably the best call. But then again, what we just saw with like Fred VanVleet this offseason.
Yeah,
like,
they overpaid.
He was supposed to come back to Toronto. Houston, overpaid for him. But I mean, the thing is, I could see a team giving him 5 for like 125.
5 for 125, 21 million a year. I ain't against that.
Yeah, I just don't know how
could they give him 4 for 120? That's when it's 30 million a year. I don't know if I'm doing 30 mil for a backup point guard.
Just if you pay Quickley, how hard would it be to get a superstar?
You'd have to wait until so if you extend somebody, you can't trade them for 6 months.
Yeah.
So if the Knicks extend Quickley, they would not be able to trade him until the summer of 2024. Can't believe it's already almost 2024.
Crazy.
If they wait in restricted free agency and they sign him that way, they could not trade him until the following December 15th, I believe the date is. So not impossible to trade him. You can actually trade him sooner if you re-sign him in free agency.
You also got to think about the financial side, too. Like, if you have him with a $100 million contract, Brunson's going to get paid the bag eventually. You still got Randle, RJ. But the thing is, you probably have to move off RJ or Randle anyways. But I think he's completely worth every penny he's going to get. It just depends if he's worth it for the Knicks.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm not against letting him enter restricted free agency. I don't want to trade him just to trade him. You only trade him if there is a deal out there where you're netting a superstar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in a rush to give him an extension. I'd like to see him do it again before I give him potentially $100 million. This is his best season, and it probably should be. It was his third year in the NBA, first-round pick. That's about when they start to hit their stride. If he does it, though, again, his price goes up. If Quickley does what he did this year with a little bit better of a step, he then becomes a $25, $30 million player. So do you try to get him on the cheap now? I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I mean, we think about it so much. Imagine what Leon Rose is thinking. Like, over and over again, he's probably just going through every scenario in his head.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a dog, though.
He's a good player, man.
I love his dogness in him, too. Tibbs probably is pounding the table. Like,
he loves Immanuel Quickley.
Loves him.
And that's kind of like his first guy that he came in as the Knicks coach and kind of took him under his wing and brought him, because he wasn't a defensive player coming out of Kentucky.
No, not at all.
He was a scorer, and now he's one of the best guards. That's because of Tom Thibodeau. That's the development of Tibbs. We like Tibbs. We don't love Tibbs. We know Tibbs has his moments and he has his ceilings. But he made Immanuel Quickley a two-way player.
And I mean, Tibbs can turn dudes into dogs. And listen, Immanuel Quickley, like his body, Tibbs probably told him, dude, you got freakishly long arms.
Yep.
You should be one of the best defensive guards in the NBA.
And he's only going to fill out more.
Yeah, he has a good body to fill out. He's got really broad shoulders, long arms, like.
For sure. We got a mailbag coming up in about 20, 25 minutes or so, and I want to answer questions from you guys. Easiest way to get on the mailbag is Super Chat or use hashtag Knicks in the comment section. I'm going to do this. Someone sends in a $50 Super Chat. I'm doing a beer shotgun.
Hey, somebody sends in a 50 or what do you want? Let's go 100. Somebody sends in 100. I'll take this off. How about that?
Y'all
yapping about it.
If someone sends in a $100 Super Chat, Seeps will put on a New York Knicks jersey.
Yeah, you guys are yapping so much. Somebody put their money where their mouth is. I'll take it off.
He said he'll take it off, but he'll also put on a Knicks jersey. If someone does a $100 Super Chat, I'm doing a beer boot, and Seeps is putting on a Knicks jersey.
Who's got us?
Who's got us? I mean, are you guys just going to let him wear this Bulls shirt on this damn Knicks stream?
Hey, it's what I wore to work today, guys. Come on.
I think it's a pretty good offer.
I think that's the best offer you're going to get. Boots were going for $1,000 during the playoffs.
$1,000. We're doing it for a tenth of the price.
Cutting the prices.
$100 Super Chat. You get a boot, and Seeps has to put on We'll make him put on a Carmelo Anthony jersey. How about that?
That was my 3-point celebration in middle school, so I don't mind that. I used to throw that up all the time.
Even though that's actually Rasheed Wallace's, but Melo stole it and made it poppin'.
Is it really?
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace, 3 to the dome.
I never knew that.
That's what he used to do. Melo just made it way more famous. All righty. I think this is a cool segment we're about to get into.
Yeah.
My biggest concern for every single player on the Knicks heading into the NBA season. So we'll go player by player, and I'm going to tell you what I'm most concerned about with them heading into the season. 160 people watching. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Can we get to 69 likes? It's a great number, and it's not even 50% participation rate. Hit that thumbs up icon right now. Stop being a whole bunch of frauds. Let's go. Let's go. Coming up on today's show, I'm going to go player by player for the New York Knicks and tell you my biggest concern for each guy heading into the 2023 NBA season. But if you are excited for the season to get going, we're like 40 days away from tip-off against the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden. I want you to hit that thumbs up icon. If you're ready for the season, hit that thumbs up icon right now. Welcome into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's not delay it anymore. Let's get into it. We'll start with Jalen Brunson. What is my biggest concern with him? I've actually got two. Can he continue to thrive as a number one option on an offense? Because now every team in the NBA knows that Brunson is the head of the snake for the New York Knicks. And if you're able to slow down Brunson, you're going to have a better chance of winning as they have to run their offense through Randle and Barrett. Number two. Will Jalen Brunson be able to shoot lights out from three yet again this season? He's a good shooter, no doubt about it, but what he did last year was great. The dude shot 41.6% from downtown. Those are Steph Curry type numbers. And I wonder, with more defensive focus, more film, and a game plan that says, let's do everything we can to rough up and hurt and try to get in the jersey of number 11, will Brunson be able to do it again? I don't know if he'll be able to shoot 41.6% again. Can he keep it above, let's say, 37% from downtown? I mean, the last final 34 games of the regular season, Brunson literally was playing like Steph Curry, averaging 28 points per game and shooting 46% from three on 5.3s per night. I don't know if Brunson can go another 40 games shooting 45% from three. That's kind of the only concern I have for him. He's going to be great again for the Knicks. Another season, more comfortability. I don't have any worries about that, but I just wonder if he can keep that extremely, extremely high and hot percentage from downtown up. Only thing I'm a little bit worried about with him. Because we saw in the playoffs, he really wasn't able to do that. He was still really effective, best player on the Knicks, big key as to why they were beating the Cavs, and really a huge piece as to why they almost beat the Heat. But he shot 29% from deep against the Cavs and 34% from deep against the Heat. So the biggest concern, can he do it as everyone knows who he is now? No more surprises. And can he stay hot from downtown? From Brunson to Randle, can he put it together in the playoffs? That's the only concern I have with Julius Randle. Maybe as well, will he be able to bounce back from the ankle injury, the offseason surgery? I also could have said that. We'll throw that in there as well. But can he finally be the player he is in the regular season in the playoffs? Because what he's done in the 13 games in the playoffs, wearing a Knicks jersey, it's disgusting. It really, really is. 17 and 10. Those are great averages. But when you shoot 34% from the field and only 27% from downtown, you are actually hurting your basketball team. And that's what he's kind of done the last two times the Knicks made the playoffs. Question is, can he ever do it in the playoffs? If he can, if you get regular season Randle in the playoffs, I think the Knicks can make the Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't say that lightly. I'll ask you, can Julius Randle get it done in the playoffs? Or is that just who he is at this point in his career? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from you. For RJ Barrett, my concern is what it's always going to be for Barrett. Can he become a consistent outside shooter? He got better attacking the cup this year. Shot his highest percentage around the rim, no doubt about it. But you can't be a 31% shooter from downtown. You play next to Jalen Brunson. You play next to Julius Randle. Two of the most double-teamed players in the NBA. What does that mean? Open players on the perimeter. Number 9 is open. He needs to become a good three-point shooter. 31% will not do that. He has to be a better catch-and-shoot player. Only shot 32% in that area. He has to be a better three-point shooter. I'm not asking him to be a Ray Allen. I'm not asking him to be Quickley or Brunson. Can you shoot 36% from three and 38% on catch-and-shoot threes? I don't think it's too much to ask, as he has done it before in the NBA back in the 2020-2021 season. The guy shot 41% from three. He could do it. I know he can. Let's talk about the big man, big number 23, Mitchell Robinson. What am I worried about with him? What's my biggest concern? Can he add anything to his offensive game? A little bit worried about that, but the main worry for me is, can he become a decent free throw shooter? Every year in the league, his free throw percentage goes down, and I don't know how that's possible. From 60 to 56 to 49 to 48 to 48 to 48.4. Some other worries I have with Mitchell Robinson: can he learn how to set a screen, and can he stay healthy for 70 games this year? Those are the things I'm worried about with him. Let's talk about the 3-and-D player for the New York Knicks, Quentin Grimes. I think Grimes is going to have his best season in the NBA. I want him to be a more impactful player in the NBA playoffs. He was not good there. But can he stay healthy? Because in his rookie season, he missed 36 games. Last year, he missed 11 games. If you miss 11 games, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. But he also missed 2 games in the playoffs, and you cannot afford for a starter to miss games in the playoffs. So can he stay healthy, and can he become more efficient in the NBA playoffs? The 2 things I'm looking for Quentin Grimes as he enters year 3 with the New York Knicks. I think it's going to be the best year of his career. I think he's really, really going to make the league know who Quentin Grimes is. Let's talk about some players coming off the bench now. Immanuel Quickley. Can he overcome the fraudulent playoff performance that he had for the New York Knicks last year? I'm a huge IQ fan. I think he's one of the best players on this team, but the stats are the stats. 9 points per game in the playoffs. I'm fine with that. 9 points is okay. I'm not mad at that. It's 34.8% from the field, and it's 24.3% from downtown. You need to add at minimum 10 percentage points to both the field goal percentage and three-point percentage. And if you do that, Quickley is going to be a big part of this team. You see in the playoffs, he just didn't shoot the ball well. 0 of 5, 4 of 8, 4 of 6, 0 of 4, 5 of 15, 3 of 9, 3 of 7, 4 of 12. But he found a way to still be effective in some games. He's a good defender. I like that. But he has to be a more consistent offensive threat when the stakes rise and the pressure tightens and the defense is allowed to hand check. For Dante DiVincenzo, the newest Knick, will not being in a Warriors offense impact his three-point shooting? He had his best three-point shooting year of his NBA career with the Warriors this past year. Shot 39% down from downtown with the Warriors, but if you look at what he did in the prior years, only 33.9% in 2021. He did shoot 37% in 2020, but only 33.6% in his rookie year. So he has 4 years in the NBA. 2 of them he shot really good from deep. 2 of them he did not. And I worry, not playing next to Steph and Clay and Draymond, he's not going to have the same open looks. Will he be able to still be a consistent outside shooter? I think he will, but that's my biggest concern for him right now. From one Villanova Wildcat to another, what about Josh Hart? Can he improve as a volume three-point shooter? And can he stay healthy playing the backup power forward position? Because Josh Hart, while he was incredibly healthy for the Knicks, he's had some games where he's missed before. 67 games played in 2018, 65 in 2019, only 47 in 2020, just 54 in 2021, and he was able to play 76 last year. Also had an injury in the playoffs that slowed him down, almost caused him to miss a game. But playing a backup power forward now, he's going to be playing against bigger and stronger guys. He's going to be asked to do more as a rebounder, even though he's one of the best rebounders in this league at the guard forward position. Can he do it, though, every single night and stay healthy, banging against the bigger bodies? Thing number 2 I'm worried about, the efficiency and volume as a three-point shooter. I thought he passed up too many open looks in the regular season and the playoffs. He was red hot from 3 for the Knicks in the regular season, but he only did that on 2.1 three-pointers per night. In the playoffs, the efficiency down 20 percentage points, and the usage 2.9 threes per game. I want to see him up to 3.5, almost 4 threes per game, and I'd like for this to be about 35, 36%. Don't think it's too much to ask. Very doable. I think Josh Hart would say the same exact thing. Isaiah Hartenstein. Can he stay healthy again? Hartenstein played in 82 games for the Knicks last year. A warrior. But can he do it again? The averages say no. And potentially, can he improve on his outside shot? Because I remember when the Knicks signed Hartenstein from the Clippers, there was this propaganda going around that he was a stretch five. He's not a stretch five. But he did shoot 21.6% from three on a half a three per night. Can this go to 0.7 and can this go to 33%? If it could, that opens up this Knicks offense. A pick and pop with him and Quickley off the bench, or him and Brunson, or him and RJ. Shoot, even him and Julius Randle, as they're going to be playing drop coverage against him. I want to see him become a more well-rounded shooter. Why am I a little bit concerned about the games played? Some of this is because he received some DNPs, but when you play in 82 games, it's hard to do that consistently, and he's never played against more than 70 in a year before that. He never played in more than 50 before 2021 and 2022. That's my worry for Hartenstein. We went through all 9 players that are expected to be in the rotation for the New York Knicks. I gave you my biggest concern for every single player. I want to know for you, though, what is your biggest concern for the Knicks, this entire team, this season? If you want to tell me you're concerned about a player, I'm down for that, but I want this to be the focus of you guys in the comment section. As always, just want to say thanks for everybody for watching. And remember, you could follow me over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting like crazy about the Knicks, and I want you guys to give me a follow. Hit me up. My man CPJ in the building. What's up, bro? What up, dog? Double A says, my concern is Tibbs will run Brunson into the ground and he gets injured despite having a boatload of reserves. Yeah, we've been busy with NFL content, CPJ. But we're back. We're trying to get back on the Knicks grind. We're less than a month away from preseason, so I'm excited. Yeah, I like that. Double A, we read that. JJ says, yep, those are my concerns about DiVincenzo. Williams says IQ is about to have a monster season. Jeremy says Mitch needs a 12-foot jump shot. I don't know if that's coming. Alarm says yeah, CPJ, week one was tough. What, do you have any concerns? Anything different from what I had out there?
Concerns? I like the one about Josh Hart. I would have also said turnovers with Josh Hart. I felt that was a problem. I thought he really sped himself up too much in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, for sure, he did.
Overall concerns, another ball handler. Like, besides Brunson and Quickley.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no wing or there's no other guard on this team besides those two that can really run an offense.
That's true.
Like, we saw it without IQ. Like, normally teams have 2 or 3 anyways, but, like, I don't know. You look at, like, Milwaukee. Like, even, like who else on the Knicks can initiate the offense?
Yeah,
Maybe DiVincenzo can do it. He's a sneaky playmaker, but
can RJ take that step this year? I don't know.
That's a good one. Because
we saw him do it a little bit before. You know, that's what you need of him. A lot of people think he's a guard. I think he's a forward, but if he's a guard, he should be able to run an offense. And, I mean, we saw in the Heat series when Quickley got hurt and Brunson went out, nobody could do anything. I'm sure they'll ask Dante DiVincenzo to do that a little bit.
I would like to see RJ also add maybe a post game a little more.
Yeah.
Like, just like when he has a smaller guard on him, just be able to drop his shoulder into somebody and get an easy bucket. Like, because that translates to the postseason too. Like, that type of stuff where it's just like, I'm bigger than you right there.
I agree with that.
Jeremy does probably have my biggest concern. And
Julius
it's pretty
Randle.
chalk.
Yeah, look, we put that in the show. That's, I think, everybody's concern. Can Julius Randle get it done in the playoffs?
Is that the biggest X factor around this team heading into next season? I think it has to be.
I think so. I said it, and I kind of stand by it. If you get regular season Randle in the playoffs, this team can make it to the conference finals.
Yep.
And I honestly think they'd be one of the favorites to do so. I mean, they were 2 wins away last year, and Randle played like shit. Quickley was hurt. I mean, if you have 2 All-NBA players on your team, which Brunson, we know, is an All-NBA talent, didn't get the award as he deserved. But, I mean, look, if you have 2 players that average 25 and 10, and I believe it. If Randle can do what he does in the regular season and the postseason, this Knicks team is special. It really, really is. We do have a mailbag coming up, and I want you guys to get your questions in. Use hashtag Knicks down in the comment section, or you can super chat. The deal of the day is still on the table. If someone sends in a $100 super chat, Seep's going to put on a Knicks jersey and take that Bulls shirt off, and I'm going to do a beer boot. Or if we just get to 100. Doesn't have to be one singular $100 super chat, but if we can get to $100 as a group, we will also get there. Beer boot, 3 beers in a boot. I'll chug it, and Seeps has to put on a Carmelo Anthony jersey. Doesn't have to be one person. It can be, but that's the deal of the day. That's the deal of the day. Mailbag coming up in about probably like 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes or so on that mailbag. But I do want to talk about Cam Payne, as he is a player that the Knicks have reportedly had interest in, and he's been released by the San Antonio Spurs. So we'll do that. CPJ says, I asked that question because we were talking about the playoffs and if Randle can show up. Don't worry, we lost to the Raiders. Carl says, my concern is RJ. Will he make that leap we've been waiting for? All he has to do is shoot 35% from 3, and he'll be okay. That's literally it.
Catch and shoot, if he gets that to 36, you're sitting with, like...
You're ecstatic.
Ecstatic. That's also the thing with RJ. Little things. Little things. He does the little things worse than anybody.
He kind of cooked the USA team.
You did?
He kind of
I
cooked
didn't really
him,
watch
yeah.
any of that. But
He kind of cooked him. He had a step back 3 on someone who was actually kind of nice.
Really?
Yeah.
All I know is the U.S. team let Dylan Brooks give him 40 in the medal game.
Yeah, where was Mikal Bridges at? Is he kind of a fraud?
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Or did they just not use him right?
I just don't think the roster fit well together, but that USA team not medaling, and you have Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, Bridges, like, pretty embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing.
That is true. I didn't like the makeup of that team.
What'd you say?
I didn't like the makeup of that team.
Because you didn't really have any, like, pure catch-and-shoot guys. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Bridges was kind of the only one. And, like, he's more than a catch-and-shoot guy.
Yeah. Also, your bigs gave you nothing. Jaren Jackson averaging 2.5 points a game was embarrassing.
All righty, let's talk about Cam Payne, a player that the Knicks have inquired about. Make sure to get your questions in. Who's going to be the first super chat of the day? First super chat of the day, deal of the day. $100 super chat. Seeps putting on a Melo jersey, and I'm doing a beer boot as let's bring the party vibes back to Knicks Now. We are less than a month away. Less than a month away from the first preseason game. Sounds to me like you guys don't want to do the watch parties this year. Just let me know. Just let me know. Let's do it. Should the New York Knicks go out and sign Cam Payne in NBA free agency? We're going to break that down on today's show as you are watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Cam Payne, point guard, formerly of the Phoenix Suns, was traded to the San Antonio Spurs this offseason, and they have released him, opening up a roster spot for somebody else. So the question is, should the Knicks sign Cam Payne? Well, my first thought when I saw this was, the Knicks had interest in Cam Payne dating back as recently as this offseason. This is what Hoops Hype had to say. New York, Phoenix, and Indiana had exploratory discussions on a 3-team trade where Cam Payne would have joined the Knicks, TJ McConnell would have joined the Suns, and Evan Fournier and draft pick compensation would have gone to the Pacers. There were also variations of the talks which involved Jordan Nwora. So the Knicks clearly had interest in Cam Payne. I also think part of that trade, though, was just getting off Evan Fournier's salary, and they also would have got a trade exception of $18 million. Would they have plans of keeping Cam Payne and making him part of this rotation? I don't know exactly if that is true, but they at least showed some interest in trading for him. Whether they actually want him to be the point guard, a backup point guard for this team, maybe Immanuel Quickley insurance if they trade him, or if they just wanted Fournier off the team and the trade exception to be here. That could have gone a lot of different ways. I'll ask you, should the Knicks sign Cam Payne? Type S for sign, type P for pass, and shout out to my man Nick Davidoff for the $20 super chat. We'll pop that up on screen here in a little bit. My take on this: if the Knicks trade Immanuel Quickley, I do think that Cam Payne would be a solid backup point guard. He's not a great player by any means. I thought he kind of reinvented himself with the Phoenix Suns. But I don't think he's anyone that's moving the needle for the New York Knicks. He's someone that wouldn't even play all that much, especially if Quickley was on the team. But let's talk about if Quickley was off this team. Cam Payne is someone that in the NBA Finals on the biggest stage has played well before. He's been in pressure-packed situations in the NBA playoffs. Go back to the 2021 NBA Finals when the Phoenix Suns were playing the Milwaukee Bucks. The guy averaged 10.3 points per game, 5 assists, and shot 42% from the field and 37% from downtown. And he played in 6 games. And one of our concerns with this team is if the New York Knicks have a third ball handler and a third offense initiator. Because we saw in the playoffs when Brunson came out of the game and Quickley was hurt, they had nobody else that can get this offense going. And Cam Payne, he's kind of a floor general. He could do that. 5 assists in 6 games in the playoffs, and in the NBA Finals, excuse me. I don't hate it. I'll share more thoughts coming up in a second. But make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because if the Knicks make a move, we will make a video. And I'll tell you this much. If the Knicks sign Cam Payne, we're going to have a video as soon as possible. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button. Sub for Knicks Dubs, as we are less than a month away from the Knicks playing the Celtics in the preseason. When it comes to Cam Payne, I would pass on signing him as a free agent. I think the Knicks are good when it comes to the guard position. I would like it. Maybe, look, if he wants to come and play for a veteran minimum deal, I would be down. Really, that's all the Knicks could offer. But you got Brunson, you got Quickley, you got DiVincenzo, you got Quentin Grimes, you got Miles McBride. You're kind of good in that area. But I wouldn't mind him as the third point guard over Miles McBride, because he can actually initiate an offense. He could set people up for success, find them in their spots, and we've seen him kind of run the show, especially in pick-and-roll situations. But I come back to this. Not sure that Cam Payne is a Tom Thibodeau guy. Is Tibbs going to be a fan of Cam Payne? Is he going to like the defensive effort that he gets? I'm not going to say Cam Payne's a bad defender. I'm certainly not going to say he's a good defender. I would say sometimes he is willing. He could be a little bit pesky, but I just don't know if he fits what Tom Thibodeau wants to do. I go back to this picture from the playoffs this past year. When the Denver Nuggets were on their way, this was a sweep, correct? Or did they lose in 5? It was either a sweep or 6-game series. In the closeout game, the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets, they were down 30 points in the second quarter. And Cam Payne and DeAndre Ayton were laughing on the sideline. What a joke. I don't want anyone on my team that think it's funny when you're losing by 30 points in the NBA playoffs. I don't think Tom Thibodeau would be a big fan of that. I think it says something that the Phoenix Suns moved on from him when they needed depth after they just traded everybody for Bradley Beal, and now even the San Antonio Spurs don't want him. Not a good look when you're laughing on the sideline when your team is losing in the playoffs. We'll close out the show with some more thoughts on Cam Payne and this Knicks roster, but I need you all to get your Knicks Real One shirts today. We've got the blue shirt. We've also got the black shirt. Go to chatsports.com/Real Knicks. That's chatsports.com/Real Knicks. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. I'll circle back to this point. If the Knicks were to sign Cam Payne right now, it would have to be for the veteran minimum deal. Not going to get a lot of money is what that means. But also, and secondly, where are the minutes exactly going to come from? We know that the Knicks want to run a 9-man rotation. The starters, and he wants Quickley, he wants DiVincenzo, he wants Hart, and he wants Hartenstein coming off the bench. You already have your backup point guard in Immanuel Quickley. Does Cam Payne want to be the third point guard on a basketball team? Not going to make a lot of money, not going to have a lot of playing time. I don't think he'd actually want to go here. And I also don't want him taking minutes away from Immanuel Quickley, but I think Quickley is one of the best 6-men in this league, and I think he's only going to take another step in his development as a player this year. I think Quickley is going to have his best season in the NBA. I think for Cam Payne, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for him to come play for the Knicks, and I don't think that it makes a lot of sense for the Knicks to go out and sign a guy like Cam Payne. At the end of the day, I know he played good in the finals, and I know that he has some decent stats in the NBA in his career. Been in the league a little while. I respect the fact that didn't he have to go overseas for a little bit and fight his way back into the league, and I respect the hustle there. But overall, the guy shoots 36% from downtown in his career, which is solid. And he averages over, where's the assist number here? Averages 3.4 assists. I wouldn't hate him as a third playmaker on this team. 4.5 assists last year, 4.9 assists the year before, 3.6 assists the year before. And his 2023 playoff stats were actually pretty decent. 8.1 points per game, 2.9 assists, 47.9% from the field, and also 40% from downtown. I think Cam Payne is a solid player. I just don't think the fit makes all that much sense to me. I think that he's going to be looking for a little bit bigger of a role. I think he could be looking for a little bit bigger of a back. Make sure you guys are following me over on Twitter, though, at @MarshallGreen_. We know the Knicks were interested in trading for him at one point, whether that was for him or whether that was for the trade exception. I'm not sure, but at least some sort of interest. And I think the Knicks could use a third point guard. I just don't know if Cam Payne wants to be that guy. Give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Carl says we need a backup power forward. That's weird because Josh Hart's already on this team as the backup power forward.
I think Carl knows how to get you going a little bit.
It's weird. The best rebounder on Team USA was Josh Hart.
Which is embarrassing for the rest of the guys. Honestly, no, that is embarrassing for all the threes out there.
I didn't even mention another lefty.
Oh, yeah, damn it. Yeah, no.
William, good call.
Work.
William, good call.
Yeah, no more lefties. No more lefties.
I wouldn't mind him as the third option, though. But he's not signing for the minimum, and I don't think he'd want to be a third point guard.
And plus, that third,
you don't play every game.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to play every night. But if you get rid of Quickley.
If you get rid of Quickley, I'm in.
Hell yeah.
If you have to get rid of Quickley for a trade for a superstar, I'm in on Cam Payne.
That's the thing also with getting rid of Quickley. Let's just say you get rid of Quickley to go get Paul George. Paul George can initiate offense too. Who the hell is running it for the backup unit?
Cam Payne.
Cam Payne, yeah, Cam Payne. I saw somebody say Deuce too. I wish Deuce. If Deuce had a little bit of offensive skill, I hope you know Tom Thibodeau would play him all the time.
He is a small forward in a point guard's body.
Yes.
He is not a guard.
He is a Tony Allen.
Yes.
Just he's 6 foot.
Do we need to revisit the possession where he dribbled the ball out of the air and the Knicks almost got a shot clock violation in the playoffs?
I mean, Tibbs was putting him in there to get defensive stops on Donovan Mitchell. That's how badly he wanted to play him.
I love the energy and effort on defense. He is a liability on offense.
Which is tough.
He can play off ball a little bit. Don't ask him to initiate offense.
But even his jumper's a little slow.
Yeah.
I love Deuce. He's one of those guys that I'll root for.
I respect the hustle.
I respect him, yes. He had to get it out the mud, yeah.
Crazy. As we did get our first super chat of the day, Nick Davidov, my man with the swaggy glasses.
God, I miss the watch parties, man.
They're coming up.
We need them back. We need them back. I miss seeing Davidov just randomly before or after the game, just tune in and drop something.
Davidov, you are a legend, my man. We appreciate you. Thank you for always showing love. Thank you for always supporting the show. Let's go, Knicks. Can't wait for the season. Love that.
Yeah, CPJ's ready to go.
CPJ says, can't wait for the watch parties. I'm with you, my man. I'm with you. No doubt about it. We are now $80 away from the deal of the day.
Yeah.
We only have one more segment left.
The deal of the year.
It is the deal of the year.
You won't get a boot for that price ever.
We're taking down a boot once we get to 100. And we're also putting Seeps in a Carmelo Anthony jersey. Because I'm tired of him wearing bullshit on this stream.
Every stream for the Knicks from here on out, I'm going to wear a Bulls gear until some of you guys answer the bell.
Someone's got to step up.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. CPJ, I can't wait for the watch parties, brother. I really can't. The walk home, the group chat, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Will wants it too. It was awesome. It's always fun talking ball with y'all, but not with everybody, and they know who they are.
CPJ has no filter, and I love it.
Oh, CPJ.
And I absolutely love it. All righty. We're going to close the show out with the mailbag. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat down in the comments section. Super Chats, skip the line. Hashtag Knicks. Are we good on questions or what? We're good on questions. All righty. Let's do it. Welcome into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. We got a mailbag coming up for all of the real ones out there. Just wanted to get back to the core of this channel, answering questions from subscribers. We pride ourselves on audience engagement. That's what we got going on today. If we didn't get to your question, it's your own fault because you're not subscribed. So go down and change it. Hit that big red sub button right now. My man Carl, what up, brother? My man CJB Carl, what's up, dog? Baptiste says, would it be easier to trade Quickley if we re-sign him so whatever team he goes to got him locked up? Love y'all. Carl, we love you as well. So this is how I can explain that to you. If the Knicks extend Immanuel Quickley, he is not trade eligible for 6 months. The deadline is October 24th, I believe. 6 months from October 24th is November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 6 months, April. The trade deadline is passed. So if you extend Immanuel Quickley prior to the season, you will not be able to trade Immanuel Quickley until the following offseason. So no, I would actually complicate trading Immanuel Quickley because you are unable to trade a player for 6 months when you do give them a contract extension. Good question, though, Carl. JC Carroll, what up, man? If Dame Dalla is available for us, which Knicks players would you trade for him? Adding number Knicks for the fan bag. Love that. They are going to want probably Immanuel Quickley, probably RJ Barrett, and probably a couple of first-round picks. And I don't know if I would do that, to be honest with you. I don't even really want Damian Lillard on this team. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. I think he's the second best shooter of the basketball to ever walk this earth behind Steph Curry. I just think that the small lineups with Brunson and Lillard don't really work all that well, considering Lillard is over 30 years old and he's not a good defender. Whereas you could say, but Marshall, you like Quickley and Brunson. Well, Quickley's one of the best defenders in this league. So it's a little bit different in that aspect. But for me, who would you trade for him? I don't even really think there's a package I would do, to be honest with you, homie. I don't think he fits this timeline, and I don't think he fits the DNA of this team. CPJ, what up, Brody? Do y'all think we stand a chance against the Heat if they get Dame? Yes. Yes, we stand a chance. Look, if you get a regular season Quickley and regular season Randle, and you get the same RJ Barrett that played against the Heat, and you get Julius, Jalen Brunson, you can beat that team. You can absolutely beat that team. That's just my take on that, CPJ. Are the Heat better if they get Damian Lillard? Hell yeah, they're a lot scarier, but they're really top-heavy. No more Max Strus. No more Gabe Vincent. Caleb Martin's probably not going to be on that team if they trade for Damian Lillard. No more Tyler Hero. So they would be better. I think we're better, and it would be a blood battle. It'd be a shootout, no doubt about it. CPJ says that's a lot of ifs. It's a lot of ifs if they get Dame Lillard, though, too. Hasn't happened yet. I don't know. Is it going to happen? Yeah. Hey, who's to say the Knicks don't make another trade at the deadline? Got Josh Hart. That changed the team. What about Zach LaVine? What about Joel Embiid? Anything can happen. My answer, yes, the Knicks can compete against the Heat if they get Dame Lillard. I'll ask you this question. 43.5 wins for the Knicks this year. That is the line in Las Vegas. The Knicks won 47 games last year, and Brunson and Randle didn't play the final 5 games. So 43.5 wins this year. Over or under? I want to hear from you in the comment section. Type O for over, type U for under. Michael Pons, what's going on, homie? Based on his Canada play, you think RJ improved his game? What I took away from the FIBA World Cup game for RJ Barrett is his shot is different. You can go back and watch it. It's more fluid, it's smoother, and he doesn't bring the ball up as high. It's more the ball is right here, and he's kind of catching it in the pocket and being ready to shoot a little bit more. I thought he looked confident in his shot from downtown. We saw him using his right hand to dribble the ball a little bit more, so I'm finishing around the rim with his right hand a little bit more. I was absolutely pissed off with his free throw percentage. I thought he shot, I don't remember the exact stats, but it was like less than 60% from the free throw line in the FIBA World Cup. He looked better. I thought he looked a little bit more athletic. I thought he was dunking the ball more. But at the end of the day, Michael, it's FIBA. And it's a completely different game. Evan Fournier is one of the best FIBA players in the world. Couldn't even crack this rotation last year. But I like the things that I saw from RJ Barrett this summer. I'm expecting him to have his best year of his career. He's 23 years old. Your prime starts now, big dog. Let's do it before you may not be on this team much longer. Toasty coming in with a question. What rank do you think Brunson ranks an all-time Knicks? Way too soon. Way too soon. It's only been 1 year for Jalen Brunson, so I don't even think he cracks any all-time lists. But I will say this. He's the best point guard the Knicks have had since... Who? Stephon Marbury for sure. I think Brunson's better than Stephon Marbury. He's the best Knick since Carmelo Anthony. He's on his way to being an all-time Knick, though. That's for sure. That's for sure. We got more questions coming up in a second. But I got to tell you guys about our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. And we're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 into your account when you go to this link, chatsports.com/bet, and you slap in that promo code chat125. They'll match it. You'll have $225 to bet on if you put $100 in your account. NBA preseason, less than a month away. NFL season here. College football is here. The MLB playoffs is around the corner. The time to get rich is now at this link, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. Double A, what up, Alan? How many guards are we giving the bag? Where do they play? Look, that's a good question. You gave Jalen Brunson a $100 million deal. But outside of that, you haven't really paid any guards. I mean, I guess you could say Dante DiVincenzo got 4 years, $48 million. Immanuel Quickley is going to get paid, and I think he deserves it. I don't count RJ Barrett as a guard, and I don't count Josh Hart as a guard. So how many guards are we giving the bag? Brunson and Quickley are getting the bag, and then Dante DiVincenzo, he's getting a little purse, a little 50 mil, not 100 mil. JJ, who do you guys think closes games out at the 2 and 3? Great question, and it's a question that me and Seeps have talked about time and time again. You know Brunson's going to close games. You know Julius Randle's going to close games, and you know either Hartenstein or Mitchell Robinson will close games. So you have 2 spots available for Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Immanuel Quickley, Josh Hart. Am I missing anyone else? 4 guys, and Dante DiVincenzo. You have 5 guys that will go to those final 2 spots. I think it'll be matchup dependent, and I think it'll be a time and place thing. If the Knicks are trying to come from behind, they can have an offensive unit. If they're trying to ice a game with defense, they'll go with a defensive unit. If the other team is bigger, they'll go with a bigger unit. If they can play small, they play small. I think we will have a lot of different closing lineups. But the closing lineup that I want to see when a game is tied 100 to 100 with 3 minutes left is Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. I'm going to say Isaiah Hartenstein. And I want Quickley and Josh Hart out there. Those are my 5. I think those are the 5 most winning players. Maybe not Randle on this team, but you know the Knicks are always going to have Randle in that closing lineup. Maya, what up? Marshall Green. Do you ever see Donovan Mitchell ever becoming a New York Knick? Kinda. We did a video on the channel yesterday. Bill Simmons guaranteed the Knicks are either going to trade for Donovan Mitchell, Giannis Antetokounmpo, or Joel Embiid. Look, we know he wants to be here. We know he could be a free agent in the 2025 summer. We know the Knicks have a bunch of cap space in 2025. Doesn't sound like he wants to be a Cleveland Cavalier. Hasn't signed that contract extension. Am I going to be shocked if Donovan Mitchell ever is a Knick? No. I think it's more likely than not he will be, though. That's my take on that. Sooner, one day, I think he's going to be wearing Knicks orange and blue because he wants to be here. And players have a lot of control now in the modern-day NBA. Fabian Williams, my guy, I hope all is well, Brody. Do you think IQ should take the most money he can or a team-friendly deal like most of the starting lineup has to help this team? One, Fabian, nobody on this team has taken a friendly deal. Brunson, that's just the most money he could get at that time. It's team-friendly now because he's outperformed that contract. RJ Barrett certainly didn't take a team-friendly deal. He signed for almost $120 million. That ain't team-friendly. Julius Randle got paid at the time. That was not a team-friendly deal. Now it is because of his performance. I'd say the only person that's probably taking a team-friendly deal is Mitchell Robinson. And Josh Hart-ish. He opted into the player option. But at the end of the day, Fabian, I'll ask you this question. Would you take a team-friendly deal at your place of employment so your other employees could get paid more? Maybe I'd cut a couple mil off my tag so Baby Seeps could get paid a little bit more. But at the end of the day, this is the only time Immanuel Quickley in his career can ever get the money that he's going to get in life. I'm not ever asking. I'm asking him as a Knicks fan, but as a person, as a player, Quickley, go get your bag, bro. This is your chance. This is your chance to set up your family and your family's family and your family's money. No, I don't think he should. But I want him to because it helps the Knicks. But as the person and the player that I like, I don't think he. Julius could have made more. I'm not sure he could have, to be honest with you. But that's a debate. That's a debate for another day, Fabian. He's definitely outperforming his contract, though. At the time, though, it was a lot of money. Maybe he could have made more somewhere else. I don't know. It's a good question. I hope he does, but I don't think he should. From the well-being of the person, he deserves every penny he can absolutely get. All these guys do. But as a selfish fan in a salary cap sport, yeah, I want him all to take discounts. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. If you haven't yet, give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, and let's go Knicks. Let's go. People are saying, okay, so I see some people are arguing about Marbury versus Brunson. I think Marbury had more skill than Jalen Brunson, but Stephon Marbury was never a better basketball player for the Knicks than Jalen Brunson. Not even close. What I mean by skill is he can dunk. He's more athletic. He's faster. Probably has a better handle. He is a better facilitator. But he's not a better basketball player.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brunson does something better than honestly probably anybody in the league right now is like taking a grip on a basketball game, if that makes sense. Like he controls the pace. And I think that's why we've seen the playoff success with him. And also Brunson's got so many different answers for every defensive scheme you throw at him. That's why I felt like Eric Spoelstra and the Heat, they are the smartest staff in the league. They shut down players left and right. The thing is with Brunson, he had an answer for everything they threw at him. He's a fundamentally sound player.
Brunson averaged, 24 this year?
Yeah.
But Marbury never averaged 20. He averaged 23.9, and it wasn't with the Knicks. Marbury's average with the Knicks in 5 seasons, 18 points and 7 assists. It's really good numbers, especially for the early 2000s. But he ain't a better winner or a better basketball player than Jalen Brunson. As my man OG,
my man,
coming in with a $20 super chat. OG, you are a real one. My man says, dude, don't stop the watch parties. We could never. Too much fun, and I'm always going to watch this team play. So the watch parties, they ain't stopping. It's because of people like you, OG, the support that you always show. Just being here, it's not just a super chat. It's being here, the way you engage in the community. People know who you are when you're in the comments. So just keep being you.
During the Cup Marsh, CPJ, Carl, and OG were all checking in on each other.
Love that.
Coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I love that.
Coolest fucking thing.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah, we're talking about Knicks Marbury, bro. And even then, Brunson averaged more points than he did at the peak of his career. I understand it's a different game, but it's kind of hard to say that Marbury's better, especially Knicks Marbury.
Great point by King Jatu. Brunson's game will last longer because he doesn't depend on athleticism. That's the thing with Brunson. He's a 6-foot unathletic guard, and he scores at will in the NBA playoffs.
I agree.
You got to be such a smart and skilled basketball player to do that. Brunson might go down as the best Knicks. I mean, Walt Frazier, but
Win 3 rings, he can be better than Walt.
Yeah.
He wins 3 rings, he'll be better. All righty, we're going to do we want to do a shot clock? Do we want to get to $100 in Super Chats?
60 away.
We're 60 away. We'll put 2 minutes on the shot clock. How about that? 2 minutes on the shot clock, $60 away from $100 in Super Chats.
Did Marbury eat Vaseline?
Yes.
What do you mean?
And
He eats Vaseline.
he ate Vaseline. Yes.
Actually.
Yes.
What?
William Burton says Brunson is better in clutch situations than Marbury. Where do you send donations to Watch Party? You click the money sign under the live chat, William. There's a money sign with a box with a money sign in it. You click it, you select how much you want to send. That's how you send a super chat. If you're on desktop, it's right under the live chat. If you're on your mobile device, it's just the box with the money sign in it, William. That's how you do it. J-Liv says, hold on.
We need 60.
We're 60 away. We're 60 away from the boot, and we're 60 away from Seeps doing Seeps is going to do a beer shotgun if we get there as well in a Carmelo,
Yeah, in
a number
jersey.
7 Knicks jersey.
In the Melo jersey.
In the number 7 Melo jersey. People didn't like my Brunson is better.
Oh!
CPJ of $50
Let's
super chat.
go!
Who's going to finish
we
us
need
off?
10.
We're
We
10
need
away.
10.
Don't leave CPJ,
This would be
OG,
messed up.
and Nick
This
DeVito
would be
hanging.
messed up.
Don't leave them hanging.
You know
I want
what?
someone else to do it.
You know what?
I don't want them to leave them hanging.
I'm going to go fill it up.
Go fill the boot up. We're going to get there. Don't make us waste this. And I need someone else to step up. CPJ, OG, Nick Davidov, you've done your part. Who's got their back? Who's got their back? Don't leave them hanging. Don't leave them hanging. CPJ, you're a goat, brother. You're a goat. Bah. Shout out to CPJ. Who's going to do it? Jay Liv says, trying to send super chat for the Seeps Bulls shirt. Oh, it's Will. Will Latimer at the buzzer. Bang! Will gets it done. My man Will stepping up. CPJ threw him the ball in the corner, and he said, game. Will gets it done. My man. Let's have a day. Let's have a day. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I'm upset that my take of Jalen Brunson being better in a Knicks version of Stephon Marbury was not well received by you guys. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy you guys thought that. As Jay Liv said, he sent in $10 via PayPal. Shout out to my man Jay Liv. Gets it done. Will with the $10 super chat to put us over the top. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Smitty, you thirsty, bro? Nah. Smitty ain't ready for this. Smitty ain't ready. The Boston Celtic fan, Smitty, he's not ready for the Knicks smoke.
Yeah. Why am I being just verbally abused right now? So the second I come to help
Because you're a New Yorker that's a Celtic fan.
I come to help you on this show, push along your graphics, and you just treat me like that.
Because every time I want another New Yorker in the office that's a Knicks fan. And the fact that you have New York blood in you and you root for the most front-running organization in sports pisses me off.
Stop that. Wait for October 25th. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day.
Everyone type F Smitty in the chat. F Smitty in the chat. It's ridiculous. A New Yorker eating New York pie is rooting for the Boston Celtics.
Just the way I live,
Shut
man.
your clam chowder eating ass up. Shut your clam chowder eating ass up. It's ridiculous. Are you not like slightly embarrassed by it? Like, I don't even have any loyalty to Madison Square Garden and the Knicks, the best arena in the world?
I love Madison Square Garden. Don't get me wrong. I'll never call TD Garden any sort of garden. It's
You better not. I'd slap you.
Just an arena. But, man, the Celtics have had a lot of success in that arena, and I've watched it. Watched it my whole life, actually.
How much success have you seen?
I've seen quite a few finals appearances.
Oh, okay. So you've seen a lot of runner-up seasons.
I've seen a lot of runner-up seasons, a lot of third, fourth place seasons as well in the last decade.
So how many first places?
I've personally watched, keep in mind, chat, I am 22, so I did not watch all 6 games in 2008, unfortunately.
So technically none.
Technically none would be the answer. I'm still waiting to climb the mountaintop.
Ask me how many I've seen.
How many have you seen?
Same as you. Same as you. F. Smitty. F and Smitty. Ridiculous. Oh, the Happy Dad boots. The Happy Dad boots are back. We actually have the CPJ sticker on the Happy Dad boot right there. Shout out to him. Shout out to CPJ. Shout out to everybody. William Burton also sent a $2 super chat, but he put 20 in there. The way it works, William, is you have to click the button and drag it to the amount you want to send. That's all you have to do. Thank you for supporting the channel, but it's not the amount that you type in. There's a little ball, I believe, that you click and you slide it to the right, William. Slide to the right. I'll do this. If William Burton sends in a $20 super chat, or if anyone sends in a $20 super chat, we're going to make the Boston Celtics fan drink a beer. He's going to have to shotgun a beer, and he'll probably finish in second place like the Celtics always do.
That's a ridiculous chirp, not going to lie. I will do that, though. $20 super chat, I'll come in on shotgun.
You kind of look good in that.
I kind of look like Melo.
Let's go, Seeps. Everyone type Seeps in the comments. Took off that BS Bulls propaganda, repping the Knicks. You just look better in the Knicks gear. You kind of shoot like Melo. Melo's J on 2K build. Hezzo. Oh, man.
I will say, Seeps does look like he wears Knicks gear.
He does. He looks like a real New Yorker.
Yeah,
Plus, I look good in Giants gear, too.
That is true. I've seen a bunch of Giants gear, so you kind of fit the bill.
How
already.
much would it take, Smitty, for you to chug that beer in a Knicks jersey? Wasn't there one more back there?
Yeah. Or jersey?
Yeah.
I only saw one.
You only saw one?
For me to wear a Knicks jersey, first of all, it would take the Knicks beating the Celtics in that October 25th game.
So 100?
200.
200? That's BS.
I've never worn a piece of Knicks gear in my entire life. I think I'd throw up if I put it on. It's that gross. I hate the Knicks, man.
All right, we'll do this. We'll do this for Smitty. If somebody sends in... Oh! William Burton! Bang! William Burton, a $50 super chat. What about this, Smitty? We just got a 50.
Yep.
If someone sends in 150, you have to put on the Knicks jersey and you have to do a boot.
Deal. A 150.
If someone...
Not a let's get to 200.
Yeah, no, it has to be a singular 150.
To be a singular 150.
If someone sends in 150, Smitty's going to put on a Knicks jersey. He's a lifelong Boston Celtic fan, and he has to do a beer boot with us. He's so nervous. He's so nervous.
I'm actually really nervous because I know there's a possibility it happens.
That's a tall ask.
It's a tall ask. It's a tall ask.
It's not impossible, though. That's why I'm nervous.
It's not impossible, but it is a tall ask. We'll put 3 minutes on the shot clock for that. If it doesn't come in, don't worry about it. We've already done plenty today.
Yeah.
We've done plenty. Smitty's begging for you guys not to do it, though.
You guys, save your money, please.
Hey, $150. We get Seeps, myself, and Smitty, the Boston Celtic fan, wearing a Knicks jersey, doing a beer boot.
so ridiculous.
Do you think it's going to happen?
I actually do I think there's a good chance it happens, but I've never worn a Knicks piece of clothing in my life.
And you're from New York.
No,
born and raised.
Never even seen a Knicks game. Never been to one. I've only seen my C's play a real team like the Nets.
Oh, yeah, real team. A team that can't even sell out their arena.
They can't.
All right, 1 minute on the shot clock. It's a tall ask. Tootsie says, yo, can I get that extra Mellow jersey? I don't know, bro. That's my Mellow. That's my Mellow. I don't know about that.
Did you know when I hit my 1 3-pointer of my senior year of high school on senior night, I hit the Mellow in front of the whole crowd?
You're such
They
a
were going
fraud.
crazy.
This Boston Celtics fan hitting the Mellow 3 to the dome.
Hilarious. See Smitty coming in, knocking down a 3, him throwing up this.
Seeves, guess what? That shit went glass, too.
This man glassed it. Oh, my God.
I called it in the air, I will say.
That does not count.
In the air, I was like, oh, shit.
It's got to be
going
off
glass.
release. Off
It's
release.
going glass.
All righty. I guess it's not going to happen.
I survived to live another day, but I will put the wager out there. If the Knicks win on October 25th, and you get to whatever very standard number in Super Chats, which I expect this stream to do, I will do that. I will boot in a Knicks jersey.
All right.
Gotta wait till the regular season, though, folks.
I guess it's not going to happen today. Shout out to William Burton. He actually was a first-time Super Chatter today. Let's go a little 2-clap for William. Shout out to William. New thing we're doing this year. If you're a first-time Super Chatter, we're going to show you a little bit more love than we have in the past. That 2-clap sounded crisp. Rate it 1 to 10, the 2-clap. Mike Weaves, you've been in this chat hating for the past 5 minutes. It's called Happy Dad, bro. It's a carbonated seltzer. That's why there's bubbles in here. So if you're going to continue to hate, you don't have to watch, bro. You don't have to watch, my guy.
Those bubbles hitting like diamonds.
It's all good, bro. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I get it.
We put our bodies on the line.
This dude's in the chat
when
hating.
people say we don't actually do this, it kind of fits.
Come on, dog. Don't be disrespectful. Disrespectful. 20? 20? Oh, how crisp it was? That was crisp. All righty. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Smitty put on a Knicks jersey, the Celtics fan, and chug a boot. But we got this one for y'all. For everybody that Super Chat, everybody that tuned in, you guys were electric as always. Let's go, Knicks.
The boys are off and running. Marsh, can he take it down in under 30 seconds? Would be a personal record. Seeps taking down the shotgun shot fun. Doesn't look too fun over there. How you feeling?
Feel good, Smitty.
All right. Marsh still chugging along on that boot, making good progress. Almost done. Chug, 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 chug. He's got it. It's down.
Okay. Alrighty. I needed that. All of you guys, I love you guys. We appreciate you. That was rough. I hadn't done a boot in a little bit. Not going to lie to you. I thought I kind of crushed that, though. It. Alrighty, we're going to sign off. I'm going to go get something to eat. Only spilled a little bit. Sweating. Alrighty. We're going to get on out of here. You guys are the freaking best. That's why we went live today. We'll try to go live every single Tuesday until the season starts. And my goal is to do more watch parties than we did last year. We did 70 watch parties. That's 20. We did 70. 70. William says, I've been watching for a minute, but the first time I caught it live, loved the chat. William, that means a lot, bro. Thank you for the very generous contribution, my man. It goes a long way. We're growing like crazy here at Chat Sports. And a big reason before that is Knicks Now. We've hired, since the NBA season ended, we hired Allie, we hired Drew Kennedy, we hired Smitty, we hired Chipper, we hired Jace, we hired Jake, we hired Chris. We've hired 7 people here at Chat Sports since the NBA season ended. And it's because of how awesome you guys are, the support that we get on this channel and all the channels. 7 people since May we've hired. It's because of this channel. It's because of all the channel. So for me, Seeps, James Yoder, everyone here at Chat Sports, just want to say thank you. We love you guys. And we'll see you soon. Later, guys.